Welcome back to the Awakening Potential Show. It's your gateway to the extraordinary. I'm your host, Karen Rudolph. I'm here to support you in stepping into your sassy confidence, your classy wisdom, and your bold, badassy brilliance, because awakening your potential isn't just a moment, it's a movement. So here we dive into powerful stories, soul-stirring tools, and game-changing strategies that spark transformation in your life, in your work, and the world around you. So grab a notebook, open your heart, and let's light your inner spark. Today, I'm beyond excited to introduce somebody who truly embodies this journey. Our guest, Kang, founder of the HAOLLA. Is
HAOLLA,
that
yeah, HAOLLA, yeah,
HAOLLA?
HAOLLA.
HOLA, which is a hybrid online, HOLA, hybrid online live. Woo,
Mhm.
an innovative global education, innovative uh, he, Ian is born in Jeju, Korea, right? And he is expanding his knowledge worldwide. He's a member of the Global Chamber. He's got so much going on here. We're going to speak about it, and he could share a lot of this. But he's got a background spanning in physical education. I didn't know that, business and law. And he's decided to bridge the digital divide through his cognitive science-based learning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And it's such a pleasure to see you again. I know we met in Miami about a month ago, and we just had the most amazing conversation. So I want to welcome you here to the Awakening Potential Show.
So can I introduce myself?
Well, introduce more. Sure.
Uh, all right. Okay, so I'm Ian Kang from South Korea, and I mean, uh, I don't know. There are lots of things that I could talk about, but I would say, um, in some sense, my life story is quite dramatic and dynamic as well. Because I was born in a very low-income family, and I was like physically very energetic, and I was not interested in learning and studying. But at some point, I have to. I have to do it because to to beat my family, or especially my mother's expectation and her faith in me. And then I tried so hard to study and study. And then even though our family didn't have enough money, I uh, got into a great, private school in Korea in the, the cosmopolitan, urban city in Seoul. And then I think that's how when my actually like a proper like a journey started in my life. And but my mom sent me to that like physical. Sent me to that private university, and I was a P major. And then I mean, so I was not considered smart. But my mom, back in my hometown, like the smallest island, the smallest province in Korea, she thought, she was bragging about me to everywhere, like to everybody, no matter where she went, like she always talked about me, and then, she was, so she was so proud of me. But due to her like a strong faith in me, I could not just, act like just like a ordinary physical students, like a physical education student. So rather than participating in many different types of physical activities, I had to study a lot. And then, but I had a serious injury in my knees, and I could not go for the physical education teacher's path. And I decided to uh, study business because I wanted to do something great. It's like ever since I was young, my dream has been so huge. Like so, while I was, I mean, uh, suffering from the injury in my knees, and I could not do anything. Especially in my early 20s. Usually, during the time, usually like guys are so energetic, so I really wanted to hang around with others, but I could not do anything. I was so frustrated. but my dream was only getting bigger and bigger. So I still kind of made up my mind how to be a global businessman, how to be a global businessman, or how to be an American lawyer, because I wanted to be like a sports agent. But unfortunately, sports agents in the US, they are lawyers. And then I just, like set a very high goal. Like, even though I didn't have enough money, and our family didn't have enough any money, but
Right.
but I'm still like I'm going for the route. I think I'm about to be a global businessman, and I'm about to be an American lawyer probably. So I mean that's how so the point is that the the high expectation from my family, especially my mother, that's
Right.
what has driven me so far, and that's what had made me successfully get into law school as the top admit. And even though I dropped out, because I was too open-minded. So because of the fierce competition, um, I could not bear it. I was the vice president of the school, and I had a duty to take care of everybody. And I try to ask everybody, let's discuss, let's find a way to work together and how to make the most efficient way of learning, and then let's work together. The thing is, in this kind of fierce competition, competitive setting, students' minds are not, they cannot, really open their mind, because the rank among the classmates, that kind of determines their future. Like someone could be a prosecutors, or someone could be judges, someone could be just ordinary lawyers. Maybe someone just couldn't even pass the bar exam. And so like it didn't really go well as I planned. So I got hurt so much in many ways. And then also I had to suffer from financial issues. And I already had a daughter during the time, but my wife could not, ex-wife could not support me financially. But I don't have a hard feeling towards her. I understood her. But my father was a mechanic, but still he's like working like crazy nowadays. And he got a very, very bad injury in his eyes. And I could not just, keep going. And I dropped out, but because of that, I went through severe depression. It was very, very, very serious. And I could not even speak a word. Like my voice, like cord didn't work. And like I just like lied and almost every day, almost for 6 months. I could not just walk around. I just was kind of stuck in my own bed. But my ex-wife helped me a lot, her warm heart. And she even, she loved me for no reason. I mean, unconditionally from the beginning. Just seeing my vision, the future vision. So I really appreciated her, and I still appreciate her in that divorce. And uh, but during the time, it was not just. I found out that it was not just depression. It turned out to be a bipolar. You know, but lately, many academic researchers have said that bipolar symptoms could be mistakenly understood genius. And for example, like Vincent van Gogh and like Isaac Newton and what Beethoven, Beethoven, and even like many people suspect that even Steve Jobs had bipolar symptoms. And
Right.
I mean, so no, like I didn't even know. I have just found out that, like bipolar could be a genius, mistakenly understood genius, but it is extreme still. But, bipolar symptoms are also well known, as the source of the mass killing in the US, especially. But they kind of commit this sort of crime because it's not because of their symptoms, it's because of their the misunderstanding from others. When they get misjudged and when they go through severe social stigmas and prejudices, that's what makes them crazy. That's exactly what makes them crazy, how other people see them. I fully understand that. But this kind of high energy, it is also the matter of high energy. And people like me, they could be super nice. At the same time, they could be super evil. Like usually, uh, the strongest warrior who protects their own people could be the most divine person who loves their people, you know? So I think that's bipolar. They have so much energy, and having so much energy means they have so much power of love, and they can sense others' emotion, and they have so much compassion and empathy and sympathy. So it could be, as long as we know how to use this usefully and helpfully, actually, this is a talent. This is a gift. There are so many people who are very sensitive. Being sensitive means sensing things very well. And
Exactly.
so lately, I have started using my power in many good ways. So I've been helping so many people, so many students, and even though I'm physically very boundaries energetic, but mentally energetic too. So for me, like using my brain is like exercising and playing sports and playing games. And that's exactly what I want my many students to know this, realize this. And I've been teaching lots of international school kids ever since I dropped out law school. But now I know, due to the rise of I can guide many students for almost a very small amount of tuition fee. So that's what I'm trying to do, providing very affordable international school level education to ordinary students. Sorry,
Love it.
it's been so long.
I don't want to skip over it because there's so much gem in this conversation.
Mhm,
Um, obviously, just to reiterate, you started out, I mean, obviously you had a very loving mother, very supportive, which,
mhm,
not everybody has that kind of thing. You're very
mhm,
fortunate to have that because I find that when somebody is there supporting, don't you find that you expand more, you want to do more, be more, and then
mhm,
we fall short or we feel we fall short, right?
mhm,
Which sounds like perhaps could have happened. And then all of a sudden we put all this pressure on ourselves. Is that what
mhm,
happened to you, where you put all this pressure, like now I've got to do something, be something bigger, better, and greater? And but I believe out of the adversities that you've come through, and
mhm,
we all have them in different levels, right? I believe out of all of that, you discovered a gift, right?
mhm,
And now you're taking that gift and you're running with that gift. Not everybody gets to realize that it is a gift. What was the
mhm,
thing that had you realize that all of this that you've been through is actually a gift? What was that one thing? Can you identify that?
mhm. So yeah, I was so confused. I had been confused for the last 10 years. And then even doctors, just describe me as sort of like yeah, like I'm a mentally ill person. That's how doctors see their patients. Patients are patients. But patients are like normal, ordinary people as well.
Right.
Everybody has pros and cons. And there are just different types of characteristics, just like everybody has, their own like different characteristics. And
Right.
I could not really find myself like some different, like I could not find myself like very different from others. Like, what is really different from me? I mean, what's the difference? Is the difference between me, myself, and others? There was nothing much. Like, maybe when I was hyper energetic, maybe it looks like, are you drunk? Something like that. But logically drunk, like, that's just kind of hyper energetic. So a high energy inside of me maybe sometimes makes me walked up when I get misjudged or disrespected. But this high energy could be very useful for any kinds of activities, like physical activities and or like yes, like intellectual activities like learning and studying. And that's what like exactly made me major in so many different academic disciplines. And that's what made me get into law school. That's what made me get into the integrated master and PhD program in cognitive science. And now I have the very strong competence to pass the American bar exam so that I could work for the UN someday. I
There
mean,
you
this
go.
this could be very useful, even when I work with others.
Right. But how did
Like,
you know it was a gift? How did you
I mean,
realize it was a gift?
I think that's my research, academic research. And at the same time, and I think thanks to the help of AI has been much better than just ordinary doctors. AI knows much better in many senses. And I think the most important thing is the self-monitoring. I've been observing myself. And in that sense, I think I'm much better than ordinary doctors in many senses because I'm the one who has observed myself. And then I have found out that so many legendary, the historical figures went through this. So is it a curse or gift? Like, and then I found so many similar types of people on LinkedIn. Wow, I'm not the only one. But every time I talk to them, they were talking about love. How could they be just like patients and mentally ill when as long as they know how to utilize their kind of talents or sort of illness in a good way, it is blessing. I don't want to blame I don't want to blaspheme any religious leaders, but it has closely related to a religious like a supernatural phenomena. Many like historical religious leaders must have gone through this sort of stuff, like high dopamine level phenomena. So I mean, high dopamine is closely related to spirituality, and at the same time, um, mental illnesses that are described in the modern medicine. So now I just know, like people with hyper energy or high dopamine inside of their brain, they must choose to be independent, probably like a independent professional, or they must be the leader of an organization. So knowing their superpower, like it's like nuclear power inside of their body, they can lead a business, like a private business could be the best one. They can go really fast. So
And that's
just
what
like
you
Steve
did,
Jobs.
right? Right?
Mhm.
Isn't that what you
Yeah,
did with Hello? Tell
yeah,
us.
that's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it because you use your superpowers to create this incredible business. Tell us a little
Mhm,
bit about the business and what you're
mhm,
doing with it, if you would. And
mhm.
then we'll get into just a little bit about how AI supported that as well, if you would.
Yeah, yeah. So like I said, I've been with this kind of what kind of like negative power as well. Like, ever since I got out of law school, I missed a big social opportunity. Actually, that loss, the social loss and social prejudices were the one made me depressed, severely depressed. It's not because of the manic episodes and stuff. So um, so ever since then, I've been guiding lots of students for their English education, especially, and so because of this hyper energy, superpower, so I have I had got upgraded and upgraded over and over again, and I reached that level to like international school education level. So it's kind of the top of in this country. Korea is very notorious for the extreme level of education, and especially in this kind of fierce educational environment. International school is even even the utmost, the most one. And so thanks to them, I got upgraded. Like while guiding them, I got upgraded and upgraded, and AI arrived. And it gave me a lot of ideas, and it helped me a lot in many ways. I could more efficiently guide it and help my students. And at some point, I realized, I mean, I don't really have to focus on teaching like real international school students. This technique could be just utilized for ordinary students, and they don't even have to pay a lot of money. Because with like a fraction of tuition fee, like what I'm saying is like $89 per month, they can actually uh, enjoy like exactly the same outcomes as like what the ordinary international school students kids like get during their school life. And that's why I have been very actively studying this initiative. international school education for everyone. So that's what I'm really, really trying hard to expand this to the whole world on a larger scale. Yeah.
So what is your name of your company?
HAOLLA,
HAOLLA.
HAOLLA, 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 HAOLLA.
What is the is there a meaning behind it, or is it an acronym for something, or was it
So hybrid online live. So hybrid right? And online on and live la, HAOLLA, right?
okay, okay.
Yeah, hybrid online on and live la. So HAOLLA.
Love
So,
it.
but hybrid online life means like it means a lot because I try to integrate everything that students need, and everything that their parents want. So that's exactly what I've been trying to do. Like, what do you want? What do you need? Okay, let me just put all those needs and wants in my curriculum, in my education, and I try to combine Korean educational strengths and international school strengths, like educational strengths, like IB curriculum, especially IB curriculum. IB curriculum is very well known worldwide. It is basically based on discussions and presentation. It is lovely. Like it like discussions and presentations exactly what uh, makes you enjoy learning. It's like
Right.
playing games, like playing game and like ping pong. You talk about something, and I think about it, and I express my opinion and things like this. So everything is combined. So AI, or Korean education, more like so. I think so. Hybrid means a lot of things. That also shows my identity because I have like a multinational, multicultural family. My kids are mixed. They are hybrid beings. So everything, actually hybrid could be, could mean so many things in my life, not only in my educational business.
Beautiful, beautiful. So are you actually teaching your children as well through this program, or is this something for higher education, or what does that look like?
I usually focus on like elementary school kid and middle school. Like but usually high school students, like they need to focus on a specific test, like SAT or something like that. But it's because my education method is based on the integrating everything. So but this kind of method is more useful for those who need everything. Like they need to study grammar, they need to study for writing, they need to study for speaking and presentation, they need to study for like background knowledge. Everything is combined here. So that in that sense, this is also hybrid. So they don't really have to spend too much time. So by investing a minimum amount of time, they can acquire so many different types of outcomes at the same time. Then they can take enough rest without spending too much time on learning and studying all the time, right? Yes.
Right, exactly. Beautiful. So now where does the AI come into it? I'm a big fan of AI. Although,
Mhm,
although there's certain things that bring me joy. And one of them is, and this is a little side tangent, is I remember when Instagram first came out years and
mhm,
years and years ago. And it used to be a photo, for me, it was a photo documentary of
mhm,
people depicting their lives around the world. It was looking through a window. You're from Korea, right? It would be
mhm,
you posting pictures and me going, wow, the chances of me going to Korea are, you never know, right? But I would
mhm,
live vicariously through all these photos. Well, of course, like everything else, Instagram has changed. And I love looking at the reels from around the world. And I'm looking
mhm,
at reels now that are obviously AI generated. And it's
mhm,
becoming, is it real? Is it not real? What do we believe? What do we not believe? And that's getting a little, I love it in support, AI in support,
mhm.
and moving businesses forward and thoughts forward, thinking forward and such. But that's getting to me. You know, it's big alligator,
Right.
bringing a kitten back, and I'm like, no,
Mm.
no, 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 no.
Yeah,
What's
but
your
I mean,
thoughts?
it doesn't really matter, how a great transformation or innovation they are. Always these kinds of drastic changes entail a bad size. It's
Yeah,
been like that all the time.
yeah, yeah.
So, but I mean, I have learned about AI from my international school students. They are usually cutting edge students. They know what technologies out there, and then, oh, ChatGPT, what is that? You can talk to like a computer. Okay, I thought it was just like a talking machine, but it was not. It was sort of like a proper computer programming machine, AI,
Right,
artificial intelligence, and it was like just like a human. Uh, like human brain mechanism is applied in that system. And to be honest, as long as students are very passionate about their learning, teachers are not really necessary, and schools are not necessary. Even universities are not essential. As long as you have a high curiosity and passion, you can learn so many things in a day. You can even read the major points of um, in many books. Like I think I even tell people, you really want to learn something, that you want to acquire so much information in many books, then just ask ChatGPT and then please tell me the major principles of this book and this book and this book. And then you can even read 20 books a day. It is true.
exactly.
Like many books are written, there are so much information inside of them, but like the major rules or like the points are not much. So in that sense, anyone, nobody is too late. Like even in their 40s, 50s, they can learn a lot nowadays. So there are lots of good sides. And so what I know is, and then so what I can do as an educator, what I heavily focus on as an educator is guiding them emotionally, psychologically. So we must be like professional psychologists rather than being so knowledgeable in a specific field. And we must, observe their emotion. So in that sense, personally, I think that I also have a lot of academic background. The micro group learning structure, the triangular structure, so one
Right.
teacher and two students. I think this is the most efficient for especially young learners, like elementary school kids and elementary school kids. Yes. So,
Beautiful, beautiful. So I've got to imagine that it's also creating jobs, a
mhm.
lot of freelance job opportunities for
Right.
many, many, not just teachers, but and the students, but others individuals as well. Tell us a little more about that if you.
Yeah, so like I said, the best approach is micro group learning approach. So which means two students need one single teacher, one single freelance teachers, especially freelance teachers, who they can flexibly manage their own life. They can create their own life as a real main character in their life story. And um, so in that setting, many people can be hired. But for now, I'm not really working with many freelance workers because the brand and this business is not huge enough. But I'm really trying hard because there are so many people are suffering out there. Because due to the rise of AI, they have lost they have lost all the social opportunities, especially like translators. Translators really they don't really they don't know what to do. AI is much better than just like human translators in many senses. They can translate many letters, you know, very very different ways, just like customizing your needs and wants. So, and I think those translators could benefit from this kind of teaching, like micro group learning approach. And I didn't talk about this. I have developed AI speech analysis feedback report program. So uh, students are supposed to summarize a certain text, and like from summarizing a certain text, they get to develop their own reasoning skill and logical skills, analytical skills. Like everything comes together, and
Right.
they should not use they should not heavily rely on AI, but teachers can rely on. And then by being guided by teachers, they can use their own brain and summarizing things, and they keep reading and reading the text. They can sometimes take advantage of the AI generated native speaker's voice, and then they kind of engrave the knowledge in their brain, and then
Right.
repeat it and repeat it. And then while so they can make a presentation and then record that video. And if they send that video to me, then I can just click one button, and then my AI speech analysis program gives them feedback. So just with one click, that's amazing. So
Yeah.
many of my students use this program and they benefit from it a lot. And they sometimes transform to a different person, just like within a few weeks. So I think that's why I have been loved by lots of affluent family parents. But now I really want to be loved by just ordinary parents. But they don't know the effect of this. They don't have a strong trust in this, but they have never experienced that. So I think I need to spend a lot of money on marketing. Yeah.
Not just marketing, but giving them an experience. Well,
Right.
imagine it, or imagine what it would be like if the parents were to get
Mm-hmm.
a feel for it. They'd be more
Mm-hmm.
inclined to say, "Here's my money, take my child,"
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
do something with them. I certainly I've raised three daughters, and I would definitely have, if I saw something that worked and would really support them as a loving mom, like your mom. I would have
Mm-hmm.
definitely poured into them because I
Hmm.
believe in that. So
Right.
what um what would you say was one of your major accomplishments?
Biggest accomplishment in my life? I'll
Yeah.
say, I think three biggest major achievement in my life. The first one was getting into my university. So I mean, so how can I say? On my, I think the concept high school is also used in America, right? High school. So
High school.
in the second year of my high school, even at the end of the school year, the second year of my high school, I was almost dead last. So like the second last. So there was one student who was like a professional soccer athlete. So other than him, I was the dead last. But I got betrayed. I talked about this during the woman empowerment conference. Seems like ladies didn't like this idea, but I got betrayed. My beloved girlfriend betrayed me. She fell in love with my best friend. I got hurt so much, and I felt so bad to my mother. And so, but something miracle happened. It always had happened. Every time someone who loved me so much, who I loved so much, betrayed me, something magical happened. That's why I know, this is the mechanism that God kind of, designed in this world. And
Is
within 7 months, like, I mean, the Korean University is one of the top schools in Korea, number three. Like, the number one is Seoul National University, and then there are two more universities, so Korea University and Yonsei University. And I got into that school. I mean, even though it was a physical education major, like people could not imagine that kind of achievement within 7 months, but I could achieve it. And the second one was uh, the business major as well. Like in that school, especially business majors, they are genius people, genius students. Everybody knows that. All like famous big businessmen in Korea actually uh, studied in that business department. And but I was not a rival to them. And then my English was very poor. But the thing is, I challenge it. I try to study English at the same time. I mean, as well as business at the same time. So I joined almost all kinds of business courses. I took the English mediated courses, most of 90%. It
and your
was
English
very,
is
very,
perfect. It's great.
it was very difficult, and
I
people
bet.
kept telling me, no, you cannot digest the information. Your English is really bad. How could you do that? And that even only made me even more passionate, and that more, gave me more energy. And then within a year, I think my English got much better, and then I got quite good, score like a grades even in many major like subjects. And but that was my strategy as well. That's also a metacognition. So no matter what I do, if I seek multiple outcomes while doing one activity, then that's exactly how you can go faster than others. Yeah. And
Beautiful.
and the law school, like physical education major or getting into law school as a top academy, that's not something usual. That's
No,
exactly why I went through so much hatred and jealousy
yeah.
because I was so different, heterogeneous from ordinary law students. What you're a physical education major, and then what you belong to multicultural family, so your wife is a white lady, and then you are from what like a low income family, and then there was no protective anything like because usually your dad could be a good protection, could be a kind of power in society. But so during the time, my father was still like a very beggar like a mechanic. Well, he is still like that. Still, um, recently I realized, the best father in the whole world is God. My dad is God. So, I know about it. So I have a strong faith in it. I never believed in God. And I know I've been guided by God. I need to prove this to others. That's my mission, especially with my education method and ability. I must utilize my energy and power and abilities. That's what I know.
Beautiful, beautiful. So I'm asserting your parents are very proud of you today. So
Right.
I'm curious, like, what is your number one value in life?
Mm, I think that's sharing love, sharing love. I think that's why we exist. And that's exactly what God suggested. Um, I mean, that's why I'm doing this. Um, many people, this age is very highly individualized and fragmented and capitalized. So people cannot trust each other. And then because they have got hurt so much, how could they trust others? But bipolar, like one of the biggest characteristics of bipolar people is that they are too open-minded, way too open-minded. But the thing is, when your life value is not a sound and good, it could be a really, really like a bad. So your bad mindset can be revealed to others very easily. But usually young, mature, immature people might have kind of negative mindset. So when I was young, it was not good always. But nowadays, I think my open mind could play as a very useful tool, even for my businesses, education business. Education is more like it's just like religion, because I always talk about something, and then my information pouring out of my mouth get to be engraved in students like a brain. And what my life value is so helping each other, and then doing things together and sharing love and emotion, and that's exactly how we can improve our happiness levels. And that's exactly what I focus on in my education model. Please learn together. Don't learn alone. Don't be left alone. Don't feel isolated. As long as you work together, learn together, you can go much faster. You don't have to be worried about it. You can rely on each other. Or you need like a professional teacher, the best teacher, then use the collective intelligence of teachers pool. They can, give you the best answer by using their collective intelligence. So our human actual brains can be connected, coupled, and synchronized. When let's say there are five people and they discuss the same topic, their brain works exactly in the same way. So that's called collective intelligence. Yeah, that is found in neuroscience as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. Yeah, for the listening audience, I just want to remind you that all of Ian's contact
Mhm.
information will be in the show notes. So make a point of looking there for sure. Ian, I always end the show with asking people, I call them pearls of wisdom. What is
Mhm.
your one pearl of wisdom that you want to leave the listening audience with that's really going to raise them and awaken perhaps potential within them?
Wisdom. Mm. Like I would say the three keywords in Christianity: faith, hope, love. I
Mm,
know that these keywords are the basic principles uh, for all kinds of scientific phenomena. So as long as you have a strong faith, as long as your beloved ones have strong faith in you, it's like it works reciprocally. So from eternal way, from outside and from inside of. So you must believe in yourself, and people around you must believe in you. And then they must have a high expectation. And you must have a high expectation, have a strong desire for something. And you
exactly.
must have a strong passion or love, in whatever you do. And then you need to also get loved so much by others. And then these three keywords reciprocally, like from outside, from inside, internally, externally. As long as you focus on that, you can go faster. You can achieve whatever you want. I really clearly know about it. That's why many religious leaders were the best scientists and psychologists and everything. So I don't really like to be honest, I don't really like scientists because they always talk about what we already know, but we just could not explain it with like sophisticated scientific terms. But we already knew, we have known that. So I think those three keywords, I think
Love.
that's what I can say.
Thank you. Thank you
Mhm.
so much, Ian Kang, for sharing your journey with us today and your insights. It's such a pleasure to have you here. Your story is a beautiful reminder that transformation begins the moment we become aware and continues with those brave, badassy steps that we choose to take. Ian, thank you for being here with us.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting.
Absolutely. And to the listening audience, remember the bridge from ordinary to extraordinary is built with small steps of change and big leaps of faith. You are more powerful than you know. So keep showing up, keep rising, keep awakening your potential. And if today's episode sparked something inside of you, let's explore what's next together. If you put awaken in the show notes, I personally will connect with you. If you reach out to Ian, I'm sure he'll be willing to have a conversation with you as well. So until next time, stay sassy, stay classy, and keep bringing your bold, assy self forward. Bye for now, and make it a great day.